Yeah, so this is Charlie with the Lovepolice, and you know, law of attraction. A man who I admire greatly has turned up. David, hello.
Hello, mate.
Hello. What brings you to Parliament today?
Well, not truth, justice, and honesty. That's for sure. Anything but. And it's just a farce going on here, where you know the whole thing's being stitched up by three masts on the same face.
Absolutely, but surely it pacifies the public when they get to elect middle management and not the franchise owner. Surely.
Well, I think what's happening here is that there's a serious move to try to create a one-party state in Britain.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because if you get the so-called progressive alliance, which if you look at the definition of progressive is anything but progressive, they could be in for a long time, almost indefinitely.
And you
have a one-party state under the guise of two parties.
I loved your newsletter about David Man-Child Miliband. I think you are correct. I think that was happening today.
Yeah, David Miliband, the child in a man's body who's could be Prime Minister of this country eventually.
Yeah.
It's not just tragic, it's terrifying, right?
It is terrifying. But no, thanks for all the work you do, and you're an inspiration. And also, we managed to confront George Osborne and William Hague at Whitehall right now and ask them about their connections to big business and Russian millionaires and yachts and Bullingdon clubs, and they were very upset. And what we found also, as we find that sometimes the general public are the biggest enemy to anyone trying to expose the truth, because everyone started swearing at me, including Sky News crew, saying F off back to America because I've got an American accent. And then I said, actually, I'm Scottish. And they said, well, F off back to Scotland. So
yeah, but you see, you like the rest of the public are not part of the game.
No.
You're not part of the club. You know, the club is journalists who are repeaters. They just repeat the official story over and over again, and then it becomes official history. You've got the politicians who are members of the same club. You've got the bankers and the big business people who are members of the same club, and therefore you're dealing with different departments basically in the same kind of network. And if you come in and start saying things that are outside of that, then you know the club is going to react, whether it's a journalist, a politician, or whatever.
Absolutely.
It's a time when people have to realise that, you know, as George Carlin said, it's a great big club.
And you're not in it.
You're not in it. And it's time we did get in it, because instead of being on the sidelines, you see, the idea that you can change the system of corruption and self-interest and the bigger, wider conspiracy cabal through the ballot box is ludicrous.
Yeah, totally ludicrous. Pre-selected puppets.
The whole system's stitched up to stop the system being changed or challenged. What we have to do en masse is stop cooperating with the system.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, while we say things like
so this is all just distraction.
while we say things like oh, you can't break the law, you can't defy the law, well, okay, well, put the handcuffs on then, because what we're saying if we do that is the laws are changed here, actually a small cabal officially changed here, and then if you obey them, no matter what they say, even we can take your children away, which they're increasingly doing to people, then we're already completely enslaved, because they change the law, we have no say in that, and then we obey the law, the system wins. What we've got to do is stop doing that and stop cooperating with laws that are specifically there to enslave us.
Absolutely.
What we're doing.
Yeah. And
what you were saying there, it's the equivalent of someone in a prison cell with a group of people in a prison cell. Someone starts to get through the door, and it's not the prison warders that jump to stop them, it's the other prisoners in the cell.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. Oh, shut up, and all this stuff. It's the greatest prison is one where the prisoners think they're free.
Absolutely.
And that's what this farce and facade of a nonsense and you know, smokescreen is all about.
The media circus, the festival of lies, the big noble lie. Yeah. No, it's great to bump into you, David. No, it's great. I think we'll carry on the megaphone and see what we
Good
can
idea.
do. Yeah.
Good idea.
David, what's the best way for us to try and hack this matrix of stupid lies? Because I try my best every day to try and hack it.
What's the solution?
Well, we have to communicate information to the point where people become aware. There's two things happening now. First of all, the information at the background, the connections is getting out, and on the other side, it's mirroring reality more and more, because I said years ago that there would come a time when all that's been hidden would come to the surface. It has to. You know, if you're manipulating an agenda to change society,
the truth will out.
There comes a point where that society starts to manifest. It has to. In other words, all that's been manipulated under the surface comes to the surface where you can see it, and that's starting to happen. And I'm finding anyway now that talking about the other background to what's going on, as opposed to the movie that we're seeing here, is much more easy to get across because people can see it. You know,
instant access to the information as well.
Yeah, people are much more aware in larger numbers that all is not as it seems. Far more aware than people realise, and it's happening all over the world. But what we've got to do is turn that into non-cooperation. Simple thing. Simplest thing. You know, what tends to happen is people complain about it. Say these laws in this country where if you put your wheelie bin out on the wrong day or a few inches in the wrong place, you get fined a couple of £100 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And people go, "Oh, what's the country coming to? I don't know. What's on the telly, honey?" What if thousands of people in that area put their wheelie bins out the wrong place every week, month after month after month after month after month? They couldn't cope with it. But people don't do that. It's like this election, you know. If people wanted to make a statement in this election that they're not having it anymore, then they could have done it without doing anything. Just don't go to the polling station.
Expose the illusion.
Yeah. And then all these characters around here would in the media would have been focused on what the heck has happened here.
Why does no one believe in it anymore?
The number of people voting has collapsed. That would focus. Well, so why? Because it's a sham. Exactly. That's why. But instead, people trot along in a majority anyway, and they it's like people say, don't vote. It only encourages them.
Yes.
You know, and they put their vote in. They play the game, and then the game consumes them for another 4 or 5 years. We've got to stop cooperating, and we can do it in the most simple way. Stop bloody voting.
Yeah.
Because you're voting for 3 masks on the same face anyway. Well, what if I don't vote? They'll get in. But it doesn't matter because they're the same as them. They've just got a different name on the door, you know. This is what we need to do.
Yeah, thanks, David.
Big time.
People not to vote.
And I mean, you know, the system is just a total scam, a total sham. And while we cooperate with it, we hold the house of cards together. You know, if we stop cooperating with it, there's a big bang behind us, and these buggers all have their bloody legs in the air. You know what I mean?
About big bangs, what's going on with these nuclear power stations?
I don't know about nuclear power
David,
stations.
for the Lovepolice, can I please give you a hug?
I don't agree with that.
We're big into hugs. Can I give you a hug on camera?
You're a big man, mate.
Thank you, David.